You know, I've been holding all this shit in. I kept making it seem like he was just such a good person. And I know the background he come from, you know what I'm saying? I know his family treat him like shit. Everybody around him treat him like shit. And I was trying to be the person who wasn't, cuz. Like, I was trying to be the person who wasn't. Like, and I really feel like he do not love me, cuz. Like, it should be no way you cannot check on me. And I told you I had 2 seizures, cuz. 2 seizures. I never played in this man's face. I never cheated on this man.
In 2023, a short video involving Hakeem and Shady went viral across multiple social media platforms. The clip, lasting less than 5 minutes, showed a private dispute between the two that quickly became a public controversy. Words were exchanged that drew immediate attention, including insults, personal claims, and accusations that raised serious questions about the nature of their relationship. The video spread rapidly. It was reposted on TikTok, Instagram, X, and other platforms, reaching audiences far beyond their original followers.
Stand up! Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. You ain't good for nothing but hold that phone in your face all day. Hold that phone in your face all day. That's all you good for.
Each upload fueled new discussions, with viewers dissecting every detail of what was said. Some focus on the comments made by Hakeem, others on the response from Shady, and many questioned the history behind the argument that led to this public fallout. As the clip circulated, it triggered debates that were not limited to their relationship alone. The content highlighted issues such as trust, betrayal, respect, and the risks of exposing private conflicts online. It also drew attention to how quickly personal matters can become viral spectacles, leaving lasting effects on those involved. What began as a dispute between 2 individuals developed into a wider scandal that continues to be discussed. Beyond the initial footage, more claims, counterclaims, and speculation surface, making it increasingly difficult to separate confirmed facts from rumors. Audiences were left questioning what was true, what was exaggerated, and what remained hidden.
It's hard for me not to say nothing because all I keep seeing is clips. But about this video, bro, I barely asked him for help. I swear to God, I barely asked him for help. When I did ask him for help, that's because I was tired of getting myself up all the time. I was tired of struggling to get myself up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid a disabled person get tired. You know what I'm saying? You talking about, bitch, get up, making the hand motions like you was gonna hit me. Like, you literally knew better. You literally knew not to hit me. Like, you wouldn't be here if you would have hit me. What are you talking about? Like, this is why I will never, ever, 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 ever get with anybody else again. Like, this is a wrap. Like, it's a wrap. Like, yes, I said some disrespectful shit. I said some hurtful shit. But tell them why I said that shit. You know what I'm saying? All this shit that you done did to me, all this disrespect that you done did, all this heartbreak that you done caused me, and I finally snap out and now I'm the bad person. You feel what I'm saying? No, bitch, you will never manipulate me ever in your life. Bitch, you. Honestly. Because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be blessed. God going to still bring me through everything that I go through forever. I just want you to know that.
Before we begin, let us know in the comments, where are you watching from? And what are your thoughts as the story unfolds? Welcome to True Crime Tales, where we reveal the crimes that shock communities and the secrets hidden behind closed doors. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's begin.
I'm albino. Of course I can't be in the sun, but I go in the motherfucker anyway, because how else I'm supposed to get some vitamin D around this bitch? Shit. No, I ain't got no sunscreen on. Mind your goddamn business. I'm cool. I'm finna turn right back around.
Shaydee's story begins with her early life, long before her name became attached to one of the most discussed controversies online. She was born into a modest family, where her upbringing was marked by the support of those around her and the personal challenges she faced from an early age. Her life was shaped not by glamour, but by the reality of living with a disability that impacted her mobility and independence. Shaydee's disability meant that certain daily activities, which many would consider routine, often required additional effort or assistance. From opening simple objects like bottles to navigating household spaces, Tasks could take longer or demand outside help. These challenges, however, became a constant part of her lifestyle. They defined the way she moved through the world, influencing both how she saw herself and how others responded to her. Despite these physical challenges, Shady was known for building a resilient approach to life. She structured her routine around overcoming limitations, and in doing so, she became familiar with adaptation. For those who followed her closely, whether family, friends, or eventually online audiences, Shady represented persistence. Her disability was never hidden, and in fact, it became part of the story she shared with the public. As social media platforms grew, Shady established a presence of her own. Through live streams, posts, and interactions, she connected with followers who appreciated her openness. Her online relationship with audiences created a space where she was viewed not only through the lens of her disability, but also through her willingness to share personal aspects of her life. This openness drew in support and built a community around her. Before the scandal unfolded, Shady was generally perceived in a positive light. Viewers who engaged with her online presence often described her as inspiring, empathetic, and strong in the face of adversity. While public opinion would later be tested by controversy, Shady's initial reputation was built on authenticity and the ability to relate to others who struggle with personal or physical challenges. In contrast, Hakeem's background was shaped less by struggle and more by his efforts to build a name for himself in the digital world. His personal history involved an early attraction to social media platforms, where he found ways to create content and gain attention. Hakeem's rise on social media was not the result of a single viral moment, but rather a gradual process of building a following through personality-driven interactions and public appearances online. Before the controversy involving Shady, Hakeem had already built a modest reputation. He was known within certain circles as outspoken, entertaining, and bold. This made him appealing to fans who enjoyed unfiltered personalities in the social media space. Among peers, he was sometimes viewed as unpredictable but charismatic enough to draw attention whenever he went live or engaged in online debates. However, Hakeem's behavior also carried patterns that many would later scrutinize. His tendency to make blunt or insensitive remarks was already evident in his online persona, though not always directed at those close to him. For some, these remarks were simply part of his character, but for others, they revealed an undercurrent of controversy waiting to surface. While Hakeem had not been at the center of a major scandal prior to Shady, his online presence had already established a reputation for crossing boundaries and stirring reactions from his audience. The story of Hakeem and Shady begins with how they met, a detail that became a cornerstone in understanding how their personal lives later unfolded so publicly. Their meeting was first described as an encounter shaped by mutual interest and attraction. From the beginning, their relationship carried visibility. Whether through posts, photos, or live streams, their bond became a subject of online display. In the early days, Hakeem and Shady's relationship appeared to many as affectionate. They showcased their connection in ways that built an audience around them, creating the image of a couple whose love transcended challenges. Their public displays of affection gained attention, and their relationship quickly became part of their digital brands. Online followers often commented on their chemistry and their willingness to share parts of their private lives with the public. Behind closed doors, however, the reality of their relationship was far less polished. Private struggles became more common as time passed. The differences between their personalities, lifestyles, and expectations often surfaced in ways that were not visible to their fans. Arguments over dependence, disagreements about fidelity, and conflicts about personal boundaries began to define their interactions away from the camera. Signs of tension began appearing gradually. Small remarks made during live streams, subtle expressions of frustration, or moments of visible disconnect suggested that the couple's image was not as seamless as once portrayed. Trust issues became a recurring problem, as allegations of infidelity and suspicion of dishonesty surfaced. These tensions added pressure to an already strained dynamic, as the boundary between their private struggles and public personas grew increasingly blurred. Over 5 years together, Hakeem and Shady experienced both milestones and unraveling moments. The length of their relationship created a foundation of shared history, but also amplified the weight of conflicts that were never resolved. What started as a relationship marked by public admiration shifted into a prolonged struggle to maintain stability. Key milestones included moments where they presented themselves as united, birthdays, anniversaries, or joint appearances that reinforced their bond to the outside world. Yet alongside these were unraveling moments. Disputes aired on live streams, cryptic posts suggesting betrayal, and escalating arguments that broke the boundary between personal life and public content. As the relationship reached its later stages, the unraveling became more pronounced. The conflicts once kept private began spilling into the public space, setting the stage for the viral exposure that would eventually bring their names into global discussion. The combination of years together, unresolved tensions, and the decision to live much of their relationship publicly made the collapse both inevitable and visible. The scandal began with the release of a 4-minute video that quickly spread across social media platforms. The footage featured Hakeem addressing his former partner, Shady, in a manner that shocked audiences worldwide. What might have remained a private argument became a public spectacle once the clip was shared, replayed, and dissected across countless timelines.
Stand up! Can't do nothing. Can't do nothing. You ain't good for nothing but hold that phone in your face all day. Hold that phone in your face all day. That's all you good for. It ain't about that I knew that, y'all. It's the fact that we talked. I had a conversation with this girl in January, y'all. I was like, I don't feel like God put us together, bro. I don't feel like we meant to be together because I should be feeling like this and depressed with you, and we just sitting around not accomplishing nothing, not getting no goals done, nothing. I was like wasting my time. So after that, she was just like, no, I feel like we meant to be together. We just need to get back in our element where we were happy at. We need to get up and start doing stuff because that's going to keep our relationship healthy and this and that. I'm just like, we've been saying this for how long? A year, and you still been sitting around, always throwing up, always sick, always something. It's always I'm in pain. And I sat there through it with you. Now, don't get me wrong, y'all. I sat there through it with her. I was there for her, but it was just to the point where I got tired, bro. Like, if she would have had the CNA while she was with me, it would have been different. You see what I'm saying? But it was like, no, I was being the CNA, literally. I was literally being the CNA. And that's where it went wrong at. I did like her. But now, no. You the only person you could have been left at the end like you going through that word, though. That's what I'm saying. I left, though. The reason why she mad, bro, is...
In the video, Hakeem directed sharp commentary towards Shaydee's disability. He criticized her dependence on him for daily tasks, describing moments when she needed help opening bottles of water, standing from the couch, or performing basic routines. Instead of expressing these struggles privately, he turned them into public insults, framing her needs as burdensome and unnecessary. His words suggested that her disability translated into inconvenience for him, a claim that immediately resonated as demeaning. The footage escalated further when Hakeem added remarks about her hygiene. He accused her of masking odors with perfumes and claimed she lacked personal cleanliness. The framing of these accusations went beyond critique, becoming an attack designed to strip her dignity. He did not stop there. The most disturbing element of the video came in his reference to her seizures. Instead of acknowledging them as medical realities, he trivialized them as minor incidents, calling them absent seizures, and mocking the impact they had on her. He then layered the insults with names like earthworm and squid head, dehumanizing her in front of a global audience.
Her wings, they be like long and this form. She got wings up under that cuckoo. She wants somebody to be up there. Punch me in your motherfucking face. So ugly, so I ain't doing it no more. The fuck? This shit felt like torture. And it stank. You stink. Be using all these goddamn body oils and shit, and your cuckoo still stink. That shit probably throwing it off even more. The hell? The helly? The helly? Y'all know how people have wings? Y'all know how people have wings, y'all? How girls have wings, and it be like, she got muscle dystrophy. I ain't know that cuckoo was gonna be loose. I had waited till we got married to have sex. I ain't know that cuckoo was gonna be loose. I ain't know all your muscles was loose, baby. You ain't got no grip on that. Somebody you was doing that little grip thing. Girl, you want grip and everything. sex so boring. I had to smash the girl for an hour before I even ejaculated the first time, and that's the only time I ever did it. That's why she didn't get pregnant, because I couldn't nut. Let's talk about it. That's why she didn't get pregnant. I did eat it, and I stopped. I ain't eat that shit no more. Over there smelling like a fish bowl, turtle tank pussy. Turtle tank. Oh, ugly self, like, ugh. Wanna pop your jump. Like, if y'all seen how this girl, if you seen how this girl was in my DMs, oh my God. She mad. She just wants some dick, but I ain't giving it to her. I ain't giving it to her.
Shaydee, however, did not remain silent. In her response, she turned the spotlight back on Hakeem, accusing him of infidelity throughout their relationship. She claimed he'd been unfaithful repeatedly during their 5 years together, portraying him as dishonest and unreliable. Her retaliation also included personal insults, where she mocked his health conditions, including alleged issues like hemorrhoids, turning the exchange into a battle of humiliation.
If my health too much for you, why the fuck would you even try to get me pregnant? You tried to get me pregnant. If my health is too much for you, how the fuck think my health gonna be when I'm pregnant? What the fuck? You know, I've been holding all this shit in. I kept making it seem like he was just such a good person. And I know the background he come from, you know what I'm saying? I know his family treat him like shit. Everybody around him treat him like shit. And I was trying to be the person who wasn't, cuz. Like, I was trying to be the person who wasn't. Like, and I really feel like he do not love me, cuz. Like, it should be no way you cannot check on me. And I told you I had 2 seizures, cuz. 2 seizures. I never played in this man's face. I never cheated on this man.
The exposure did not stop at one clip. Following the release of the video, live streams surfaced where both Hakeem and Shady continue their arguments in front of an audience. These broadcasts contained accusations, counter-accusations, and heated exchanges, ensuring that the drama stayed in public view. Every word, every insult, and every reaction became part of a digital archive that fans and critics replayed endlessly. The immediate reaction to the viral footage was swift. Social media erupted with backlash against Hakeem. Users condemned his decision to mock his partner's disability, describing his actions as cruel, unnecessary, and demeaning. Comments poured across platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Many asked why he would enter a relationship with someone who had a disability if he could not handle the responsibilities that came with it. Support for Shady began to build. Audiences empathized with her for being publicly humiliated and for having her personal life broadcast without consent. Fans rallied around her, sending encouraging messages and creating content defending her character. Hashtags trended in her favor, while memes circulated mocking Hakeem's behavior and exposing inconsistencies in his statements. Media outlets also entered the conversation. Online platforms such as WorldStar and HypeFresh reported on the scandal, amplifying its reach far beyond the original social media circles. These reports often highlighted the most disturbing parts of Hakeem's commentary, drawing attention to the cruelty of mocking seizures or reducing a disability to a punchline. Still, the public was divided. While a majority condemned Hakeem, a minority of voices sided with him. Some argued that relationships often carry private struggles that outsiders cannot fully understand. A few defended him as someone who had finally spoken out about challenges he endured. This split in opinion created heated debates online, where users clashed over whether the situation reflected personal frustration or outright abuse. As with most scandals amplified online, rumors quickly followed. Beyond the confirmed footage and live streams, new claims emerged, though many lacked verifiable evidence. One of the most controversial allegations centered on HIV. Posts began circulating that Hakeem had claimed Shady infected him with the virus. Others alleged that she concealed her status, while counterclaims suggested that he fabricated the story to damage her reputation. These accusations spread rapidly, with TikTok videos and X threads pushing the narrative further, but no concrete proof surfaced. Another unverified claim suggested that Shady was preparing to file lawsuits against Hakeem for defamation and public humiliation. Talk of legal threats fueled speculation about whether police or legal authorities would become formally involved. Screenshots and short clips circulated claiming to show evidence of legal documents, though none could be independently confirmed. Some online communities speculated about police intervention, stating that authorities might already be investigating the situation. Others insisted that the conflict remained strictly within the domain of social media. In the absence of official records, these claims remained rumors, but they kept the audience hooked, eager for new developments. Beyond the scandal itself, the case highlighted broader issues about relationships, social media, and society. Ableism. The most significant theme was ableism, or discrimination against people with disabilities. Hakeem's comments expose how partners can weaponize disability in conflicts, reducing genuine struggles to insults. The case forced audiences to confront the uncomfortable reality of how society often views disabled individuals as burdens. Ethics of public exposure. Another issue centered on the ethics of making private matters public. Their conflict might remain personal, but live streams and viral clips transformed it into content for mass consumption. Viewers debated whether such exposure was justified or exploitive, raising questions about where privacy ends in the digital age. Toxic entertainment. The scandal also underscored the rise of toxic entertainment online. Many who shared or watched the videos did so not out of concern, but for spectacle. Social media thrives on drama, and the Hakeem, Shady fallout became a form of entertainment, where audiences consume cruelty as if it were scripted. Psychological effects. Public humiliation of this scale has psychological consequences. By mocking seizures, hygiene, and dependence, the video placed Shady at the center of ridicule. At the same time, Hakeem's reputation faced collapse as millions condemned his actions. Both individuals became examples of how quickly social media can destroy personal dignity. Digital age relationships. Finally, the case reflected how modern relationships often collapse in public view. Once private disputes now unfold in real time before audiences. The Hakeem and Shady scandal illustrated this vividly, as arguments that might have been contained behind closed doors instead spread globally, leaving digital traces that cannot be erased. The scandal involving Hakeem and Shady did not disappear once the viral clips began to fade from timelines. Instead, the aftermath continued to shape the trajectory of both individuals' lives and the ongoing discussions surrounding their names. Following the viral exposure of the conflict, Shady retained a visible presence online. Despite being subjected to public humiliation, she continued using her social media platforms to share updates about her daily life. Audiences observed a shift in the content. Less focus on her relationship and more attention toward her independence, her condition, and her resilience in the face of public ridicule. Shady issued several public statements, often brief and direct, that emphasized her perspective. In these messages, she reiterated her claims of infidelity against Hakeem, expressed frustration at the way her health challenges were mocked, and clarified details about her personal life that had been misrepresented during the fallout. Each statement was closely monitored by followers and dissected by online commentators, further fueling conversations. Her resilience became a point of focus for many supporters. Across platforms, users shared posts highlighting her strength in navigating the backlash and her willingness to continue speaking publicly. While the online environment remained divided, Shady largely retained a supportive community that viewed her as someone unfairly targeted during the scandal. Hakeem, by contrast, faced a wave of backlash that altered the trajectory of his online presence. Before the fallout, his platforms had cultivated a following that responded to his commentary and personality-driven content. After the scandal, the criticism he received was widespread and intense. Across TikTok, X, and Instagram, clips of Hakeem's comments towards Shady were reposted and analyzed. Each re-upload brought renewed criticism and questions about his character. His reputation was increasingly tied to the scandal, overshadowing his previous work and reducing his ability to re-engage audiences without reference to the controversy. Reports surfaced of platforms temporarily restricting certain content linked to his account, though not permanently removing him. Despite this, Hakeem experienced a measurable decline in engagement. Comments on his posts were often dominated by reminders of the scandal, and any attempt to pivot away from the incident was met with renewed references to it. A recurring thread throughout the aftermath was speculation about possible legal action. Some online sources suggested that Shady had sought legal advice in relation to defamation or the disclosure of private information. Others speculated about medical allegations, including claims that Hakeem publicly discussed her health in ways that could have legal implications. However, no confirmed court filings or verified records surfaced to substantiate the majority of these claims. Much of the discourse remained speculative, built on user-generated posts, reaction videos, and commentary rather than verifiable documentation. The lack of clarity only fueled further debate, with some audiences insisting that legal consequences were imminent, while others suggested that no formal action had been pursued. For Shady, the long-term effects have been social and reputational. While she emerged with a supportive base of followers, her identity became inseparable from the scandal. Every new post, regardless of content, was linked back by commenters to the fallout. The effect was a dual reality: increased visibility, but also a permanent association with an event she did not control. For Hakeem, the consequences were reputational and professional. Attempts to create new content were consistently overshadowed by reminders of his comments toward Shady. Even as time passed, the scandal continued to appear in discussions surrounding him. The long-term effect has been a diminished ability to separate his online persona from a viral backlash, creating ongoing challenges in rebuilding credibility. The Hakeem and Shady controversy resonated globally because it intersected with universal themes of relationships, betrayal, and the use of social media as a weapon. The accessibility of the viral clips meant that millions could instantly witness the most personal aspects of their relationship being exposed, creating a shared spectacle that reached beyond their immediate followers. The incident also revealed the darker side of influencer culture. While online couples often present curated images of love and harmony, the scandal demonstrated how quickly those portrayals can collapse. It highlighted how private conflict become public content, monetized either directly through streams or indirectly through increased traffic and attention. Audiences drew several lessons from the fallout. One was the danger of consuming and sharing private conflicts as entertainment. Another was a recognition of how ableism and public humiliation can be amplified through social media, raising awareness of the treatment of individuals with disabilities. The scandal also forced viewers to reconsider the boundaries of loyalty, betrayal, and respect in public relationships. Debates continued long after the viral moment. Commentators questioned whether it is ever acceptable to broadcast the weaknesses of a partner, regardless of context. Others debated the balance between accountability and exploitation. Should audiences condemn harmful behavior, or does their collective attention contribute to the spread of humiliation? These ongoing discussions ensured that the Hakeem and Shady case remained relevant well beyond the initial viral cycle. Despite months of analysis, many questions remain unanswered. It is still unclear whether certain allegations, such as those concerning health status or legal threats, were factual or fabrications. The complete picture of their relationship, including what occurred away from cameras and streams, may never be known. The scandal illustrates the difficulty of separating truth from rumor in the digital era. While some events were documented through video, much of the discourse relied on speculation and interpretation. This dynamic blurred the line between verified fact and viral narrative, leaving audiences uncertain about what could be trusted. Ultimately, the Hakeem and Shady scandal became more than a single incident of relationship conflict. It emerged as a mirror of cultural values in the age of social media. The fascination with exposure, the speed of judgment, and the ease with which private lives become public property. The legacy of the case is twofold. On one hand, it stands as a cautionary example of how quickly personal relationships can be destroyed when turned into online content. On the other, it remains a reminder of how deeply audiences engage with stories that combine vulnerability, conflict, and controversy. For both Hakeem and Shady, their names are now permanently linked to this viral moment, a moment that continues to be replayed, reinterpreted, and remembered long after the live streams ended. If you found this story as gripping and heartbreaking as we did, don't forget to like this video and share it with others. And if you want to hear more true crime stories that uncover the mysteries behind these tragic events, Make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest stories, updates, and discussions. Thank you for joining us on this journey to seek justice and explore the truth. Together, we can make a difference. Until next time, stay safe and stay aware.